Hello everyone, let me show you how I make my seafood boiled chef fried rice. The first thing I did first was get to Walmart and get those important ingredients, I was going to use to make it. I'm really glad I got that. I literally stepped to the counter. I had to pay for those guys. Those guys did everything together did cost less than $60, but so far we're good. And the first thing I did while cooking, I like my base smell really good. That's why you see me on my candle there. Why I got the candle, I don't know, but right now the first ingredient I did was I used my green onions, and that is me right there, slicing, cutting my green onions. Apart from the green onions, another ingredient, another recipe you want to use is you want to have your sweet corn. Depending on the amount you want to use, you can use 3-4, but for this particular video I used 4 sweet corns, and that's the sweet corn right there. Once you're done cutting the corn, you want to put the corn aside, and the next one we're going to use is our carrots. That's it right there. The one thing you want to do is take out the dirt at the back of the carrot. Once you're done with that guy taking the dirt out, like that's what I'm doing right there, just taking the dirt out of it and simply just using the knife to scrub the back of the carrots. Once you're done with that guy, also the next thing you want to do is you want to cut it into, dice it into little pieces. Put your carrots aside. The next ingredients we're going to be using would be bell pepper. Apart from my bell pepper, the next thing we're going to be using would be our sausage. And for this guy, I just use the whole pack because I don't like keeping sausage inside of my fridge. Once I buy it, I just like to use everything. So your sausage, and once you're done with your sausage, the next thing you want to do is you want to put your shrimp aside. Once you're done, that's my sweet potato right there. I did cook that guy a little bit, but you just want to apply about half teaspoon of salt to your potato. You don't want it to taste so salty. And another thing we're going to be using right here is our lemon. The end result right there is we're trying to use the juice from the lemon, and that is why I did put that guy aside. And the next one, I want to use our garlic. That's a garlic right there. So this is where you don't want to miss this step. I'm going to put my garlic into a blender. That's my red onions right there. And apart from your red onions, one other thing we'll be using will be habanero. I put my red onions inside of the blender also because we are going to be blending the garlic, the red onions, and our habanero together. Now this is the time we need to start cooking. Right now, that's you just need about 2 to 3 scoops of butter. Let that butter melt. Once the butter melts, what we're going to do in making the butter melt is add our blended red onions, the habanero and the garlic we did. So let that guy saute that guy a little bit, let it cook for a few minutes. Right now I just added our shrimp to it because we want the shrimp to cook. And we need the juice. We need the juice from the shrimp. So I'm gonna let that guy cook for about 5 minutes. That's our wine right there. While all this is going, we're gonna need you can use white wine, any kind of wine you have, depending on your taste. Add your paprika. Add your knorr seasoning. Add a little bit of salt and stir everything all together. Add your lemon juice. And this is where we had our wine. And let it cook for another 5 minutes. Once you're sure it's cooked, you want to put that guy aside and put a new pot on the fire or on your gas. And what we're going to need right here is we're going to use the juice from the shrimp we just cooked. And that's what I'm doing right there. I'm just pouring that juice, putting it inside another pan. Once it is boiling, this is where we add our rice, and don't forget this is our half cooked rice. Add your corn. In a separate pot, we want to cook our veggies right now. I just added 2 scoops of butter to the pan. We'll let that butter melt. And immediately the butter does melt, the next thing we want to do is, first add our sausage to it. Next we want to add is, our red pepper, our bell pepper. I want to add our green onions to it also. We want to add our carrots. And once you're done adding that, we want to stir everything together. Add a little bit of red onions. Stir everything together, and in between we're gonna add a few ingredients here. We want to add a pinch of salt just to give it that taste. Add chili powder. It's very important we use our chili powder there. Add your chili powder, just a little bit is fine. We'll cover it and let it cook for 5 minutes. Going back to our rice, we want to stir our rice just to make sure it's not burning. At this point, we're gonna add our boiled eggs because don't forget it's boiled eggs. Add our boiled eggs. I don't know, depending on the amount you want. Some people use 5, 6, depending on the amount of folks that are going to be eating it. You're adding our cooked shrimp to the pot. And once you're done adding it, you want to stir everything together. I'm gonna add a little bit of the cooked potato we are adding our potato right now. And this is where we had the rest of our juice and all that good stuff. Look at that guy looking so juicy there. Once you're done adding it, you want to stir everything all together. I'm so happy with this recipe, guys. Try it at home and let me know what y'all think. Don't forget to drop that like, hit that like button. Don't forget to hit that subscription button. Subscribe to our channel for more delicious recipe, and thanks for joining us today. Happy cooking.